One.
The Radio Wammo Breakfast.
Time to dig through the pages of the latest Groove Guide magazine. It's This Week in Groove Guide with Sam Wicks back in the Kiwi studio. G'day, Sam.
G'day.
With Little Bushman on the front.
Yes, new album coming out on Monday, Te Oranga.
Oh,
which
wow.
They've been cooking up in their Featherstone studios.
And doing it in their own time as
in their own
sweet
sweet Featherstone time.
Yeah.
And why not? In the article, Warren Maxwell tells Groove Guide's Gavin Bertram that they built their own studio so they can do it in their own way in their own time. He mentioned that he's been in some flash studios in his day where you feel like you don't know if you can put your cup of coffee down.
Yeah.
And instead they've got this good-looking homely studio with a fireplace. You have a nice glass of wine.
Yeah.
Marinate on the musical ideas you're cooking up. I like that idea, you know.
Last time I spoke to Warren, I think a little bit earlier on this year, I think the press release that I got from the marketing or distributor at the time was, album's going to be out on this date next month and stuff, and we're talking, and then I go, oh great, so the album's coming out, and he goes, yeah, no, maybe not, yeah, it could be a little bit later. You know. It's funny, you know, that they work on their own time, and I think family, it plays a big part in
most
in their
definitely
lives.
most
Yeah.
definitely. I mean, Warren's partner manages the group as well, and plus he's had Trinity roots going on. I mean, he was just in New Plymouth a couple of weekends back for WOMAD, you know, so he's got a lot going on.
Yeah.
And they mentioned on stage, actually, that they're going to be making a new album as well, so it's not like he doesn't have other projects to sink his teeth into. And he's collaborating, I saw, with John Sarthis for an Auckland Philharmonia Orchestra collaboration.
Nice.
So it'll be Warren and Nathan Haynes and the Philharmonia, so he's got a lot going on.
Because we've had that before with
Little Bushman. I
Yeah.
saw that first show they did at the Auckland Town Hall, and basically Warren and the composer John Sarthis came together and reimagined these Little Bushman songs as these symphonic works, and it was pretty astounding. I've seen some of those in the past that it doesn't always work, you know, it's just sort of these kind of orchestral flourishes to these songs, but they really dramatically rework these songs, and it was stunning, you know.
Because sometimes with those collaborations, it's hard to know if the symphony orchestra is just trying to be relevant, or they are
backing
actually,
band or up front as soloists.
That's
you know,
right.
But
So they're playing Little Bushman playing with Nudge, which is a great band that I saw playing with Fly My Pretties.
what kind of music do they make?
It's kind of blues.
It's Ryan Preble, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's
Sort of
one
dirty,
of the
sort
Preble
of-
brothers.
Black Keys-ish type stuff.
You
Very
got me
nice.
already.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
They're at Sammy's in Dunedin on the 2nd, then Friday the 8th of April at the Garden Club in Wellington, and then the 9th at the Power Station in Auckland.
I'm definitely going to be at that one.
Tuna Breaks was also featured.
Yeah, they're playing the Jameson Jam sessions coming up, and so we talked to them about they're working on an EP. And another one of our writers, Paul Connery Thompson, talks about what they've been cooking up as well. So Jameson Jam sessions, I think, with Sasha V as well, playing that show.
Nice.
Yeah.
Feels like a little while since we've heard something new from them, so that'll be good. I see also going overseas, Elbow.
Yeah, we've actually got two British artists in there, Elbow being the old guard and the Vaccines being the new buzzed guard, the enemy favourites of the now.
Now, the Elbow's new album is the follow-up to the Mercury Prize award-winning album.
Nominated or winning?
I think it won.
It won, okay,
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah, now normally that kills a band, right?
Well, not in this case. Everything that it was actually Marty Duda, who folks might have also heard on Radio New Zealand. Marty does a bunch of music projects, and he's a huge Elbow fan. And this interview came through at 10 p.m. on a Friday, and he was seeing Paul Kelly at the Auckland Town Hall that night.
Yeah.
So he dutifully took his dictaphone along and popped out into Altea Square, and took the interview at 10 and got it down, and then went back in and watched the rest of Paul Kelly's set. But Marty had raved about Elbow's new record, Build the Rocket Boys, and said, keen as, I'll make the time to do it.
It certainly is. I mean, it's really interesting music. It's not standard sort of pop. It's not standardly constructed. It's really orchestrally arranged type music.
Grown up pop music.
It is, yeah, really nice. I'm a big fan of Elbow. Vaccines. Don't know much about the Vaccines.
New punky British band. They're getting a ton of love right now. And actually, I saw a great interview yesterday. Have you heard of a Canadian music journalist called Nardwar?
No.
Nardwar is a real character. He's interviewed all sorts of artists, and his whole kind of way of getting into the interview is taking along maybe records or items that are going to spark up some kind of conversation and gifting them over.
Yeah.
And Nardwuar interviewed the vaccines at South by Southwest a couple of weeks back and presented them with all these. It's worth YouTubing Nardwuar to see any of the interviews that he's done. He's amazing.
Cool. Talking about YouTube, we saw on Twitter a few people complaining that they couldn't find a Scribe track.
It was Not Many the Remix and Stand Up, which had those two fantastic Chris Grain directed videos that made a ton of noise back in, I guess, 2003 now.
Which we want people to see, right?
Most definitely.
But apparently Warner Music own the rights to either the distribution or actually own the actual copyrights to that. So there's an automatic takedown if people upload to those videos.
Of all Warner artists right now?
Well, I know from my own experience, I do a show separate to the radio show called The Climate Show, and it features right at the beginning and at the end as part of the intro and outro a track by the Bads. And Warner just don't own the copyright to the Bads music, but they distribute it. And so what happens is that they upload, I guess, their whole catalogue to the YouTube copyright algorithm thing. So there's an automatic. There's not a person sitting there going, "Hey, you're using this track here."
There's no need anymore. There's algorithms.
There's an algorithm, yeah. So YouTube automatically flag it and go, "Hey, there's a copyright owned by Warner's here, so we're going to put Warner's ads next to, like Google AdWords next to the video, and then sort of the Google AdWords overlays as well." I dispute it every time, and I go, "Hey, no, hang on, this track is used with permission," and so then it goes into a perpetual state of dispute where their ads no longer show on there, but Warner don't reply, and nothing ever happens.
And you just deal with Warner New Zealand for this?
No, it's through YouTube, and then it's a
Okay.
faceless, nameless
Gotcha.
person on the other side who does nothing. But in my experience, the video still stays up on YouTube. So it seems like in some cases it actually gets removed, and that may be because someone from Warner goes in there and says, "Oh no, we don't want this on here." I don't know if that particularly is automatic or it is someone in there, but it is a big problem. EMI, I think it even happens with EMI videos. A company called Viacom, which own a bunch of record distribution stuff and game stuff as well. Yeah, it's a problem.
Bring back Scribe. That video
Yeah.
should be seen. Those videos should be seen.
But it's particularly sad, I think, for New Zealand music when that happens, because it's happening on a worldwide scale. A computer somewhere in America is making that decision. I'm sure Warner locally would love to have that.
Yeah,
track
no
up there.
doubt.
I don't know. Anything else taking your eye or interesting you later on this weekend? Are we going to a gig?
Do you know, I've got nothing lined up for this week so far.
That's kind of nice, though, sometimes.
Yeah, it's true. We're going into hibernation mode, I suppose, but I've kind of missed it. There's been so much stuff going on,
Yeah.
and now I don't actually know if I'm seeing any live music this week. Actually, I would be keen to check out this backyard party that you guys are throwing on Saturday.
That's right. Yeah,
I heard. I don't know. Have you revealed where it's happening?
No, we don't.
I heard just before.
Not where.
Not where. Let me tell you now.
Not unless that person wants everyone turning up to,
It sounds pretty damn cool.
to that.
So I'm
party.
trying to get a photographer along to that one. because
Okay, cool.
That'll make for some good-looking images. I
Yeah,
think.
a little backyard party.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's go out on, because you featured them in the magazine, Tuna Breaks, because they've got a new EP coming out soon. This is taken from their last album. It is called Giddy Up, and this video is now back up on YouTube.
Yes.
It was removed for a time, I think, because someone thought it was tasteless. But I love it, so check it out. Thanks, Sam.
Thank you.
See you next week.